Let's dedicate this video to a light-hearted and easily digestible topic: torture. But hey, before we get started, let me give you a little heads up. We might have to dance around some terms because, well, YouTube's a bit finicky about certain words. And just really quick, this topic is extreme, so I decided to write the script in a little different tone. I had a detailed draft, and let's just say it would have been a lot. There would have been hardly enough pictures and videos of kittens and puppies to be okay again. So you get this version. But don't worry, I will make sure you still get juicy details. Just not so many and not the real terrible ones. And now let's start. Ever heard of Joan of Arc? The name pops up a lot when we talk about medieval torture victims. And guess what? Her story is not just about battles, bravery and being burned at the stake. Stick around to the end and you will see how her tale unravels the twisted history of torture in the Middle Ages. But what's torture all about? It's pretty straightforward, really. Torture's all about causing pain to get what you want, like a confession or some juicy info. Back in the day, it was mainly a tool for those in power, like lords and kings, so it had to be done by someone official. But here's the thing, torture wasn't just a courtroom drama. Nope, it seeped into everyday life too. Slaves, women and even kids weren't spared from its horrors. And hey, sometimes people even agreed to torture themselves in the name of religion. Talk about dedication. In these cases, it wasn't called torture though. You just have to love a nice legal loophole. Even so, it wasn't necessary for the longest time. Believe it or not, torture wasn't always the go-to interrogation method. In fact, it was frowned upon for a big chunk of medieval history. For the biggest chunk, to be real. Sure, there were exceptions. There are always exceptions, like slaves getting the short end of the stick, but for the most part, torture was a big no-no. Even in places where it was technically allowed, there were strict rules. But you know how it goes. Rules are made to be broken. And as we will see, the church played a major role in bringing torture back. Yes, you heard that right. The church had the central hand in making torture great again. When other methods failed to sniff out the truth, they turned to torture. And boy did things get messy. With the rise of heretic movements, the church loosened its grip on torture restrictions. Fear of competition makes you do the craziest things. Suddenly torture was back with a vengeance, especially during the infamous witch hunts. But that's the early modern period, so we can overlook it for today. Not to be outdone, secular authorities jumped on the torture bandwagon as well. Legal codes started including torture as a legit way to get stuff done, and guess what? It spread like wildfire across Europe. Today's France, Italy, Spain, Germany, they were all on board. But hey, at least they tried to regulate it. And failed. Miserably. But now let's talk about the leading lady herself. Joan of Arc. Captured, tried and ultimately burned at the stake, her story is one for the ages. But was she also tortured? It's a question that's haunted historians for centuries. Believe me, I know it from my own experience all too well. While the evidence isn't crystal clear, it's pretty obvious she faced some serious abuse. Really, really evil stuff. Locked in cages, deprived of sleep, pretty torturous, wouldn't you say? So what's the takeaway here? Joan of Arc might not fit the textbook definition of a torture victim, cause the persons who abused her had no official task to do so, at least everybody said that. But her story sheds light on the, let's call it, special style of medieval justice. It's a reminder that words can be twisted to do the bad stuff, but still present yourself as the good guy. And there you have it. Thanks for tuning in, and until next time, bye.